Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mr. Joshua with another custom action figure review. Tonight, like I said in my last video, my white paint. My white paint came in mail straight from either Japan or China. It's been about a month and finally came in, so I was pretty excited about it because I need the white paint like really bad. I have a couple of custom figures that I'm doing that needed the white paint. Now, these two guys right here definitely needed the white paint, but besides the point. This is the custom Blue Ranger. Fuck, what is he? Time Force Blue Ranger Legacy figure, custom. But like I said before, this is the first coat of paint of white paint that I put on the figure, and it's still drying. No, it's actually dry enough for me to pick it up and handle it, but I really don't want to fuck with it. This video is just to show you guys the progression of this Ranger and everything that I've done to it so far. And yeah, so far it's looking pretty nice. One of the things I do have to get on is fixing the paint on the helmet just a little bit more. It looks pretty shitty. In real life it doesn't look so bad, but on camera you can really see the defects and such. Other than that, it's a great looking figure. One of the things that I am having trouble with the legacy figure, which I've had trouble with the other legacy figures that I have done in the past, minus the ones that I actually dyed, is the fact that on the joints the fucking paint is rubbing off. And luckily for me, I'm not the only person who has these kinds of troubles. It is pretty fucking annoying. I put 2 coats of paint on this figure, and the joints are already rubbing off, which I was kind of expecting it to happen. I think there is a way to avoid that from happening, and I guess you have to do something where you take the actual joints out and kind of seeing them here in the crevices when the parts where they actually go in and out. Unfortunately for me, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to do that because I just don't want to fuck with the paint. And literally, like, the only way that I can potentially do that now is if I took a Dremel, like a really small bit, maybe like this, and kind of get in there and just maybe make the crevices a little bit deeper instead of it being so tight. But other than that, the paint is actually holding up pretty well for most part. I haven't had any other chips or anything like that, except for of course the fucking joints. But it's always a constant hassle and a pain in the ass. Speaking of ass, I have to go back and do the back of his thighs, which again, this figure is far from being complete. I really don't want to get too much into detail with the joints and moving back and forth. Again, the main reason why I painted this figure was just for fun. I wasn't trying to do anything too serious with it. I just mainly wanted to see if I could. Just wanted to see if I could actually turn a scrap Zeo Ranger to something great, and I did. And I'm not done with the sculpting yet. I know a lot of you people who ever watched this video will see that the gold belt on there is completely wrong. That's not what the Time Force Rangers wear. And that's the last thing that I'm going to fuck with. And I'm going to probably cut off the belt buckle, just a belt buckle, and convert it into the weird upside down triangle belt buckle morpher thing that they all have. But overall, it's looking pretty decent. I like it. It's definitely looking pretty cool. And unfortunately, it is missing a hand, which is the main reason why I never, came back to this figure, which, it took me like 4 months just to get back to. I wasn't really planning on going to this extent and converting it into something cool, which kind of sucks too, because, I literally the only way that I can get another hand for this figure is if I bought another Legacy Ranger, and if I did that, I took the hand off of that one and attached it to this guy, then I'll be back in the same boat as I did before, And my only other option is to, mold and resin cast a new hand for the figure, which wouldn't really be that too hard for me. I can probably do it very, very easily. I just have to find the, proper position, the have the hand in when I put the mold on the hand and stuff and form it. More than likely, I'll probably use, something like this, so that way I'm, saving a lot on mold. I'm not using something, this fucking huge for a little hand, like that. Yeah. It's a cool little trick that I taught myself. Unfortunately, when I first started doing, silicone molding, I was using, big giant things like this for little pieces like this, And this is a piece that goes on top of a model engine car thing. But yeah, overall the figure, it's actually coming to. It's looking nice. I'm pretty proud of it. And it's fucking sexy. I'm actually very surprised that I was able to sculpt the helmet. See how great it looks now. I mean, I know it's not perfect, but it's I surprised myself, it's nice. And after I'm done with this figure, after I'm done trying to figure out the joint situation, all that great stuff, and after it's completed, I'm probably gonna end up selling it. Hopefully I can score like $20 for it, It's probably the lowest that I would sell it for, just because, I put all this work into it. I think $20 would be a pretty fair deal, and on top of that, I don't see the Legacy line coming out with any more figures, It's been a while since they released any figures. The last time that they released any figures, from what I remember and what I recall, is like 2000, very end of 2019, if I remember correctly. Yeah, somewhere around there, because that's when they released the like the pink Space Ranger and stuff like that. And after that, they just they kind of went AWOL and silent for a while. So I'm pretty sure they're done with the like Legacy line, which kind of sucks. I enjoyed the Legacy line. And speaking of Legacy line, I actually have the Black Ranger Legacy still in the package. Any of you guys are interested, he's for sale. Make me an offer. But yeah, that's all they have for this figure. Let's give you guys a nice little 360 around, just to see how cool he looks. Really like how uniformed his suit is coming out. Pretty fucking glossy too, which it's okay. If I were to do it again, I would probably use something that's not gloss, maybe a satin. But yeah, it's a good looking figure, and that's all that I have. This is I think it's like a part. What is this? A part 3 of this figure. So yeah, if you guys are liking this figure, stay tuned for a part 4. And that's all I have for this video. If you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, you bunch of retards.